are going to learn how to make this loop design for fascinator decoration in this video. The materials needed are fascinator wire, cinnamon, paper mat, or any other material, stiffener, masking tape, measuring tape, needle thread, and fishing line. So first thing, you get your wire, fascinator wire, measure out the measurements you need, and the measurement we are using here is 20 inches, and then tie it together. When you are measuring 20 inches, give 1 inch, add 1 inch to for joining. So you have seen me join my own already with thread. And then the next thing is to use my paper tape, as you are seeing from the video, to hold it firm. So after tying with your thread or whatever string you may have, you always use tape to make sure that the joining is firm. And then after joining, you hold it with tape. The next thing, use your hands to bend or structure the wire to the shape of that loop, as you see me do in the video. Sorry, my hand is going off the camera. So you get the sharp end of the loop by bending one end of the wire to point up. So I'm trying to use pinches to strengthen that aspect, and after you have achieved that, you use your hand to mount pressure on the wire to get the shape of the loop. Sorry, my hands went off camera. So that is what I'm doing exactly, using my hand to bend the wire to get the shape of the loop I want. So however you want your loop to be, you must use your hand to readjust it to be in that form. So now I'm done bending the wire to the structure of the loop I want it to be, as you can see it right now in the camera. So I've gotten the shape of the loop I want. Now the next thing is to get our needle and the fishing line ready. I'm getting my fishing line and my needle. So that's what you're going to get ready beside you, and then your working material, that paper mat, either Ankara or cinnamon or princess mat, whichever one you are working with. My own I'm working with today is a paper mat golden. That is what you are seeing in the camera beside the loop. Sorry for taking our time. Now the needle is here and my fishing line is here also. So you need thread your fishing line to your needle. Thread your fishing line to your needle. So having done that, the next thing is to get your loop and your material, place it on top of the material, and then get your marker or your pen to trace it round. And while tracing it round, you always remember to give half an inch gap from the shape of the loop. You must give half an inch gap from the shape of the loop, as you can see me do. As I'm marking it, I'm giving space. half inch away from the loop itself. That will help us to fold in and tack it to the loop. Now you cut it out. Cut out the shape with your scissors. Now the paper shape of the loop is out. So the next thing, you place it back and then use the half inch to fold it in, and then you start your tacking. Now tack it together with that half inch, as you see me do in the video. So that is what I'll be doing round the whole loop to tack the material to it. So that's how you continue tacking it until you tack it all around. Now we're almost done tacking the loop. So when you're done tacking it, you secure your work by tying the thread in a way that it doesn't get loose. So when you tie that, you cut off the excess thread with your needle. Then you take your scissors to trim the excess materials at the edges of the loop. The rough edges of the material at the edges of the loop, you trim it off. So neatly do that, and when you are done, the next thing is to get your stiffener and apply to the surface. It's already made stiff now. Apply to the surface and back, front and back, and all parts of the loop. So when you are done applying your stiffener to the design, the next thing is to take it out to the sun to dry, and make sure it's very well sun dried. Now our loop is dried and we are back. The next thing is to cover its surface with bias or trimming, whatever thing you want to use. So I'm using golden bias at the front and plain cream bias at the back. So you apply your glue at the edges, top of the part of the loop. Then I'm taking the golden bias to cover it up. The essence is to cover up the rough edges and the needle lines on the loop, so that your work will come out neat. Okay, so that is it, the progress. Apply glue gradually at the edges and cover it up. And while doing this, you should be very careful not to allow your glue to mess up your work. Okay, now we are done covering the top part of the loop with the golden bias. So you make sure that every part of it is well relaxed. Then this is the back. Cut off the excess bias. Now you go back to the back of the loop, take the cream bias, make sure you are working with matching color bias. Apply glue at the back as well to cover it up with the bias as well. So now we are covering it up with our bias. We are covering it up with our bias, just as you see me doing. Then you overlap it at the finishing end of it. You make sure you always start your covering from the base part of the loop and not from the top part, because at the base part you will always, that is where you are going to use to tack it or glue it to your fascinator, and also embellish it with some flower, cover it up with some flower. But if you do the joining at the tip part of this loop, your work is going to come out rough. So make sure you do the covering up. Our loop is ready, and see how beautiful it is on our fascinator. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel, Patogo Empire. Always subscribe to our channel so that you get notified when our new video will drop to the channel. Thank you and God bless you. See you next time.